So you know how there's the HBCUs, which stands for the historically black college universities? If we were to say there's an HWCU and say it's historically white college university, would we be called racists? That's a yes. The answer is yes.
Why would a racist MAGA white folk come with such kind of a statement? He clearly is asking, what if historically black universities had a competition of historically white college universities? Would they still be called racist? First time viewers and subscribers, those who don't know my identity, I'm Marvin, and please and kindly, if you're not a robot, kindly hit the subscribe icon below and follow my page. I believe robots cannot like or they cannot subscribe. Also, share this video to family, black folks, so that they can know what MAGA people are saying out here. Most of all, like this video up, family. On today's episode, we will focus on this first statement. What would have happened in the United States of America if historically white college universities existed? Why would this person come with such a claim? That's why we are all here to understand and to bring up why historically black college universities existed. These are colleges that were designed to help and protect black students from way back up to now. I believe up to now, most historically black colleges protect black students. They also have black lecturers who give out the best out of them to the students. Now, we are all here to witness what Americans have to say to this. Let's listen to the following videos I've compiled about people defending the historically black college universities, and will correct people who don't understand what HBCUs mean. These are universities that are designed to help uplift black Americans up to now. No one should come up with challenges or words that will try and bring separation between these two rebel groups. Let's watch.
The fundamental lack of knowledge and understanding of the history of the country we live in by the majority of the people in this country who don't look like me. To come online and say, if white people had white-only schools, that they will be racist. Well, here's a brief history as to why HBCUs exist. It wasn't until 1954 with Brown versus Board of Education that schools were legally desegregated, meaning prior to that, black people were not allowed to go to the better schools with white people. We weren't allowed to go to white hospitals. We weren't allowed to use white facilities. Therefore, we had to build our own. This is a very popular picture of a little girl named Ruby Bridges, who's still alive today and only in her 60s, where the National Guard had to escort her to school because she was the first black girl to desegregate a school, and they had to protect her from white adults from hurting her. There were riots, there were protests. So to answer your question, revert to this image, cut to every time we did build our own, you burned it, you destroyed it, you eminent domained it, you built highways through it, or you flooded it. Seneca Village, Lake Lanier, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Rosewood, just to name a few. I could never understand how people can come online and make statements like this with their chest without picking up the phone. We have the world encyclopedia in our palm. Just to Google, why do HBCUs exist? And as a white person, not to understand that PWIs are the standard in America, and 90% of the colleges are white institutions still to today. Those white institutions segregated and discriminated against us. HBCUs and black people have never discriminated against anyone else. To be white in this country means to be discriminatory. And that's just the status quo for what it means to be black. I was having this conversation this weekend with my cousin about how much energy it takes to be racist. And he said, well, you know, a lot of people are just misinformed, and that ignorance is weaponized by the right in order to make them think that people are taking their jobs they would never do, that black people are getting ahead because of D&I, which is why D&I existed, because we were actually systematically, legally discriminated upon. When I thought about that and I saw this video, I'm like, oh, this is a simple education thing. This country doesn't teach the real history of this country, because 90% of white people, let's just say I'm going to go high on that figure, majority of white people in this country don't have any exposure to black people. Unless you live on the coast or you're in a major city, you don't really have exposure to anyone else but your rural white town. So why would you know anything about HBCUs? Why would you know anything about why D&I or affirmative action exists? Why would you believe anything outside the realm of what you live in? So I implore you, sir, pick up a book, learn the history of the country we live in, and understand why black institutions had to be built, because we were not allowed to be American, the very thing that we are.
Being at a HBCU was the best time of my life. It is the place where I've met some of my greatest friends, learned so much about myself. And I think that at HBCU, I would not ever take that experience back. And that's why I'm always so quick to go back for homecoming. I'm always so quick to do like an event that's for Black excellence or for the Black community, because it reminds me of those experiences that I had at my HBCU. Being around a lot of Black success was very monumental for me and really helped mold me into the person I wanted to be and how I wanted to show up in the world. And I don't think I would have seen that as much if I had decided to go to a PWI.
Child, it was homecoming this weekend, and a time was had. And I had to stop and think, because I've been deconstructing whiteness ever since I stepped foot on the campus of my HBCU. Hear me now. Ever since that day, my entire worldview shifted. Because just in 4.5 years, I learned more about who I am, where I come from, and what this country has done to us than I ever learned in any K-12 space. My HBCU, like many others, didn't just educate me. It liberated me. It taught me to think critically, to question everything I had been told about what success looked like, what beauty looked like, and what intelligence sounds like. When you grow up in America as a Black child, a Black girl, a dark-skinned Black girl, the negative messaging starts early. You're not immersed in culture. You're immersed in racism. You're taught to shrink, to assimilate, to survive. Baby, but when you walk on the campus of an HBCU, you're surrounded by love, culture, legacy, and brilliance. Baby, you see yourself everywhere. In the classrooms, the history, the music, the pride. And once you get a taste of that, you're forever changed. What an HBCU gives you is not just a degree. It's remembrance. It's reclamation of who you were always meant to be, that this world tried to take from you piece by piece. For me, that place was Winston-Salem State University. It changed my life. It saved my life. It helped me remember who I am and step into my rightful place. And that's why we need more of our children attending our schools. Because HBCUs restore what traditional schools strip away: identity, belonging, and pride. They prepare you for the world without asking you to lose yourself in it. So when I say it will forever be WSSU for me, I mean that with my whole heart. Enter to learn and depart to serve. So Black folks, drink your water. Stay rooted, real, and knowledgeable. And mind your Black business.
Up to now, would you agree with me when we say when a person clearly looks forwards to try and similarize Black Americans' culture, is that supposed to be a racist person? Is it trying to bring up rivalry between these two groups? We all know white Americans from way back were clearly against Black folks. Now, HBCUs are clearly peaceful. The students are learning in harmony. They are excelling. Black excellence is at its best. Now, I feel MAGA people have Black fatigue within them. That's why they are trying to bring up small fights with Black folks. This episode is to bring awareness about HBCUs, to uplift black students and to uplift black excellence in black America. White supremacists will always be against black Americans. That's why that MAGA fan came up with such kind of a statement. You should not pay attention to such kinds of words. You should always look at ways to uplift the black American family. Let me know your response on the comment section below about HBCUs. Have you ever stepped foot in these colleges? What's the experience learning in these colleges? Does it uplift the black American culture and pride? Let me know your response on the comment section below. Let's engage, let's talk more. And remember, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. See you on the next episode, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.